Hi, how's it going? We're going to review the SRP ND filters today. Today we have the ND16/ circular polarizer for the Inspire 1. Then we have the graduated neutral density filter ND16 to ND8, or ND8 to ND16. And then we have the ND8/ circular polarizer. So the reason we use these is to slow down the shutter speed to something that will avoid getting really dizzy when you're panning, or for example, if the Inspire is moving too fast. That'll definitely cut down on the blurriness, cut down on the dizziness. And the circular polarizer, what it does, it tones down the blues in the sky. It makes it a little bit darker, and it's really good for, especially if you're shooting kind of halfway facing the sun, facing the side, and you want to bring down, the ground is kind of dark and the sky is too bright. You want to balance it out. That really works too. So the rule of thumb is you always want to shoot twice your frame rate. So if you're shooting 30 frames a second, you want to shoot at 1/60th of a second shutter speed. If you're doing 120 frames per second, then you want to shoot at 240th of a second frame rate. Okay, just remember that you want to stay below like 240th of a second for the most part. And usually, when I'm walking, I try to walk like this to kind of stabilize myself. But I don't really need to do that today because we're not shooting anything. Like important. Well, this is important. This is for Snake River products. So, but we're not shooting anything artistic. So, we're trying to test out actually how good it is without a filter on it. So you're probably going to notice things are going a little bit fast on here because we're close. The closer we are to an object and we're moving at the same speed, the faster the movement of the faster the, pixels are going through across the screen. So especially people walking in the other direction, you might notice something too. So, or not, I could be totally wrong. So, but usually that's the case. Sometimes you can get away without using a filter if you're doing slow stuff. So let's walk really close to this woman. The thing I like about auto exposure is that you get, right now we're in shadow, but then the next moment we're in the sun, it adjusts for that difference. But I tend not to use auto when I'm shooting like aerial stuff or kind of like more artistic stuff, because I just want the exposure to be consistent throughout. Okay, so we're gonna do a pan. The shutter speed right now, it's about 100th and 1/20th, and it's actually much better than before, which was like 1,000. And so we'll do a quick walk actually again. So now in the shadows, it's about 50th, which is perfect. This is perfect for shadows. ND8 is perfect for shadows. Now it's at 30th because the ISO is changing, so not the best. We want to be always half above, twice as much as the shutter speed. So I would say ND8, this was ND8, right? Yeah. ND8 is actually perfect for this kind of mixed light situations.
Then we can walk to 37.
I like to always get I like kind of like this dark sky actually. It really gives a weird kind of, almost surreal kind of look. So it's just a little bit more different than what you normally see, and I like that. Oh, and also it takes out the reflection in the in the mirror, in the what do you call it, the windows. So, or at least it's able to adjust the amount of reflection on this particular window. And I don't have any water around here, but it should take away the, maybe it's the sky. Maybe let's go to another window. Okay, all the windows apparently have a sky in it. Let's see if I can take out these reflections. I can barely see my screen. All right, I can't see my screen, so I'm gonna have to see what it looks like on the computer. Now, we are at 100th and ISO 200, and 100th of a second is not bad. Ideally, it would be 60th of a second, since we're shooting at like 30 frames a second. So this lens, this filter is good for the sun. We're at 50th of a second, good, ISO 100. But now it's going to be a little bit not good for the shadows, because now it's at ISO 200 and 1/30th of a second. Now it's at ISO 400. So that's not the best. So what you use for this kind of thing is you're shooting all in the sun. This lens, this filter is perfect for the sun, and not the best for shadowy parts. See, over there, the sun, the sky is a little bit brighter. So this really helps bring down the sky, the brightness of the sky, especially for if you're shooting like into the sunset or something like that. This helps a little bit. So at the end of the day, I really like these two ND filters / circular polarizers. I've never seen these before in the world of photography. You usually have to stack these two together to, an ND filter and a circular polarizer together in order to get the effect of both, and that's going to tone down on the image quality. Now these two ingeniously designed to put 2-in-1, and the result is something that I've never seen in drone photography before. It just tones down the sky really well. It gives it a nice dark blue kind of, even kind of surreal kind of look. And it's something that it would take a while probably to do in post. Now I really like these two, and if I have to choose one, I would choose the ND8, because this one is good for photo and video, meaning it's not too slow for photo, it's not too dark for photo, and it's good for shadows and in the bright under the sun. So this would be number one, this would be number two, and lastly this ND graduate ND filter. I would say if you don't have the money, don't worry about spending money on this. Maybe wait, if they ever come out with a 2-stop, 3-stop, it'd be a interesting buy. So definitely, if you had two, get these two. If you had one, get one of these. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna have more product reviews coming up, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and like my Facebook page. This is Victor Chu, over and out.